Let's take the legal approach. Although requiring people to be vaccinated against COVID-19 could be legally justified by the government to promote public health and safety, it's a terrible idea. Here's a landmark case: Jacobson versus Massachusetts. The United States Supreme Court said, yeah, it's constitutional to allow vaccines in these situations. Having said that, a mandatory COVID vaccine would be highly intrusive policy that could backfire. In the United States today, even mask mandates are controversial. So it's unlikely that many states would make it compulsory. It's a heavy-handed public policy tactic that could easily escalate tensions, increase mistrust of government, and unintentionally create a larger anti-vaccination movement. So be careful what you wish for.
As far as I'm concerned, the question...
And welcome to another episode of Millennial Minute. I'm your host, Julia Sun. Today's topic: should COVID-19 vaccination be required? You've already heard from our guest, Erin Elmore, a contributor of Turning Point USA, and joining her is Hannah Shatalis, Senior Vice President. I'll start with you.
To me, this is nothing more than a legal question, and I always look at the law as an attorney. Having said that, yes, there is a justifiable way to require this. Now, there are exemptions. There are often medical exemptions or mental health exemptions or religious exemptions. However, once you step away from the law and look at public policy, I think it would backfire tremendously, making it a terrible idea. People do want free will, and we have to be careful of slippery slopes. When there's too much government control, we can fall into things like socialism and communism. So this is an argument on several fronts, always looking at the law first, then the public policy and what our government should do. We do have an interest in protecting our citizens, but it's not always the greatest good for the greatest number. It's the greatest good for our country and following our Constitution.
Hannah, do you agree with...
Again, I go back to the legal argument. I get very nervous when an employer or a government or any body for that matter is interfering in my personal healthcare choices. We do have HIPAA laws that protect our privacy, whether you're the president of the United States or just a citizen. We have to be very careful of the balancing test. And the balancing test is health and safety versus privacy and security. And I think that there has to be, make sure that the thumb isn't on the scale of either of those. We need to protect our citizens. We need to protect the community at large, but we also need to protect our privacy and invasions of those fundamental rights as American citizens who believe in the Constitution.
All right, Hannah, if I understood you correctly, lastly, would you both take the vaccine when they first come out?
Well, if you're asking me if I would take a COVID vaccine when it first came out, I will tell you unequivocally right now, there's a less than 0% chance that you will get me to get a needle in my arm for a COVID vaccine ever.
Okay. What about you?
Well, again, once there has been, to me, it's a difference between doses available and sufficient research and trials and making sure that it's safe.
About that. But so from my side of it, I've already had coronavirus, and so has my high-risk 79-year-old father and mother and husband and child. So in our family, we have created our own immunity for some period of time. I don't think personally the reason why I would refuse the vaccine is I didn't get sick the first time. These vaccines, as of right now, that are in testing are causing massive sicknesses. Why am I going to infuse sickness into my life when I'm a healthy individual and I did not get sick from it the first time, and my high-risk parents didn't get sick either? So I think the vaccine, the dangers of the vaccine would far outweigh the benefits. Therefore, there's no chance I'm going to get it.
All right, ladies, we're out of time.